Police Minister Pakes Dikgetsi says they have arrested a suspect for the murder of the actor SABC. The man will appear in court on Monday. Dikgetsi says they are still looking for two other suspects. Kwinana was killed last Friday for his cell phone. He was the lead actor in the comedy film Manifesto. Dikgetsi attended his funeral in Soshanguve, north of Pretoria.
Premier ngikuzwile ukuthi ba-identified abantu ababulele lejuwe lethu. And indlela wawukhuluma ngayo wawusinstruct ukuthi asisebenze. I must apologize ukuthi kubantu abathathu aba-identified sibambo yedwa. We have arrested one. We are chasing two. And some aphoyisa sine 74 hours turnaround. Usuyasiphelela lo 74 hours. But lo two, siwufuna ubusuku bonke prima. The last call I made, it was 4 o'clock in the morning. Sibafuna laba phe. Sibanika at least 24 again. But oyedwa usesandleni zethu uzoba secourt ngomsombuluko. He's appearing in court on Monday. Because amaphoyisa are linked in the community, in the family special, station commander will let you know, nomthombe ukuthi uzovela kiphi court, but uyapherisha Monday. Ukuzochazela ukuthi yini le ayenzile eyenzelana. I've got a little bit of fear ukuthi kukhona ukuthi kunokuthi ba abantu bangaphandle. Asikaqinisekisi lokho kodwa khona lokho ozothi uma ukhuluma ngako ukulandela bese kuba netemu likhona elikhulu ekuthiwa izinophobia. But ayikwazi ukuba izinophobia icrime. It doesn't matter ukuthi ubani oyenzayo, uzofanele sikulandele sikuthole ugwetshwe ujeze ngendlela ekufanele ngayo.
Let's stay with the story. Manifesto director Kagiso Ledija said SABC was already a star when they met.
We talk about what he could have done in the future. I was talking here the other day about how he would have been great in the future, but he was already great. He was already inspiring us. When I discovered him, when I found him at the State Theatre, he was already a genius that was changing a lot of lives. You know, it's crazy that a person can do so much in such little time. The guy was born in 1993. In 1993, I was going to Stelland for the first time. I was there going to movies all the time. I remember going to watch Jurassic Park at Stelland. And it was called safe then because but it wasn't safe for me because I was the outsider. They weren't comfortable with having me there because I represented something that was uncomfortable for them. Because I was, they were not happy with the way the country was going at the time. But I didn't care. I was 15 years old and I was there and it was safe. And to think that 25 years later, last week, Kwinana went there and the culture that was represented there was his culture. He was there to see his movie. The people that were there were all people like him. It was a place that was now like, okay, is it safe in a certain way? How was it safe? Because when he walked out of there, he was killed. And it makes you think, and they say, kill 93, kill born free. Was he really born free? Because I think he was killed by inequality. Because he walked out of there, and the people who killed him were desperate, right? They didn't have anything, and they thought, okay, this guy's got a phone, I'm going to take that phone, and I'm going to make a better life for myself, whatever that means.
Let's go back to one of our top stories today. COPE's election manifesto launch is happening. Let me bring in now SABC reporter Busisiwe Jemsana Mantashe, who's live for us in East London. Hey, Busi, thank you very much indeed for your time. What can we expect today?
Very good morning once again, Blaine. We are coming to you outside Orient Theatre, and the program has officially started right inside. Members of COPE are energized. They are singing songs in anticipation and waiting for their president to deliver the party's national manifesto, which they hope will grow the party following its downfall in the 2014 general election. The COPE is also saying that the internal squabbles that divided the party and saw it losing support during those elections are a thing of the past, and that now they are united. But to talk to us more about this, we are joined by the party's SCN member, Ntate Pakes Dikgetsi. Thank you so much for your time. You're saying now as COPE you are united. There's a united front. But just recently, in the recent past, when you announced on the land issue, you came across as divided as the Congress of the People. Are you sure now you've got all your ducks in a row and that the party is taking the same direction in terms of policy position?
Good day and good day to the listeners and viewers at home. It's beautiful to be here. It's raining. COPE has actually brought rain to East London today. It's been raining quite nicely. Yes, certainly we've been building since the 2014 elections. And we're quite certain that the internal vitality, the structures, the strength of the structures, that has actually been built over the years. We've gone through two extraordinary congresses in order to build the structures, to look at our constitution, to refine it, and to make it sustainable for the future. And so we're quite certain that the structures, the leadership collective at all levels of the party are quite stronger, and they have been energized. Yes, of course, in the process of policy formulation, policy design, there will obviously be certain different opinions, but that does not suggest any disunity as such. We are at one with the policy positions of the party. We have gone to a policy congress in December of 2017, and we're quite certain that everything that we are saying has got the support of the membership base and the leadership structures of the Congress of the People. So we are ready to take on this campaign.
And many are looking at COPE and looking to see if it can be an alternative party, an alternative home to some. But it would be interesting to know how COPE defines itself now, as many believe that it is still doing what the ANC is doing, following on others. How is COPE defining or redefining itself now to make itself an alternative party that would attract new members and bring back the members that you lost during your tough times?
Well, certainly history has shown, and the experience in South Africa has actually shown, that the formation that is called the Liberation Movement is no more. It's actually a thing of the past. What is important is that we need to build modern political parties like COPE, in order to be able to go into the future with a political party that is actually in sync with a constitutional democracy. We are quite different in that we're constitutionalists. We believe firmly in the constitution of the land, uncompromisingly so. We believe that our constitution and whatever that we do and our actions must be informed by the values and the principles that are there in the constitution to build one united, non-sexist, non-racial democracy. And this is what we're building. We are a modern political party, as I said, we have been building. We are very different in terms of the policy positions. We do not want to see state capture. We do not want to see corruption. We fought corruption vehemently so. We warned since 2008 when we were formed that the country was taking a wrong direction away from the rule of law. This that you see about the policy uncertainties that you see, whether it's about land, whether it's about the Reserve Bank, whether it is about the policies that ought to be creating the necessary jobs, is as a result of a weak leadership and a leadership that has really gone astray within the Party of Liberation, as it is called. But yes, as Congress of the People, we are ready to be able to offer South Africans an alternative that is rooted and guided by the values and principles of our Constitution and not some ideology somewhere.
And speaking of jobs, it would be crucial that in this day when the country is battling economically, that COPE is in the space where you offer solutions to the current unemployment backlog. The fees must fall, accommodation, as it speaks to young people. Will we be seeing the president, as he delivers his manifesto today, touching on those and how the Congress of the People plans to deal and tackle those?
Yes, our president will be outlining a manifesto that has gone through a process of consultation over a long period of time, and it will speak to and respond to the situation that is facing our country, at the core of which is the whole question of a failure of leadership to abide by the values and the principles of the Constitution. You know, this Constitution is actually a framework for the transformation of society. If you look at the Bill of Rights, it talks about all of these things of housing, access to education, access to a decent living life, dignity, and so on and so forth. It talks about good leadership, quality leadership, transparent, accountable leadership. We've got to start there. So what our president will be talking this today is going to be about how we return South Africa to the values and the principles of our Constitution, and how we make sure that the Bill of Rights, socio-economic justice happens, environmental protection, and the rights of people with disabilities. So our manifesto will be talking to a whole range of all of these issues. We're not a regional party, we're a national party. We've got representation and a footprint all over the country, and we believe that we must speak to all of the issues that are affecting our people in all their communities, in the diversity that is there among South Africans. So yes, COPE is going to be the alternative, and COPE is the alternative, and we're asking the citizens of our country to lend us their vote. We are not entitled to that vote, but they must lend us their vote and let them see what is it that we're going to do, and we're quite certain that we are going to do far better than the current mess that is happening in this country.
Ndate Dikgetsi, thank you so much for your time. Pakes Dikgetsi, the CNC member of COPE, saying that they are offering an alternative home to many South Africans that want the issues and want diversity. They are there to offer exactly that, and now united more than ever, and are certain that they are going to bring back the support that they lost during the time when they had internal squabbles